Lone Star Community Radio presents the Lone Star Radio Hour. For the next hour, you will hear locally produced radio plays from different groups around Montgomery County. If you're interested in the Lone Star Radio Hour and you want us to run one of your programs that you produced, just contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com. If you are interested in recording your own show here at the studio, you can just contact us. And we're also looking for sponsorships for this time slot. So, again, just contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com. You can also visit the Lone Star Radio Hour online at irlonestar.com/LSRH. That's irlonestar.com/LSRH. For all the plays on on-demand format. The following radio play you're about to hear is produced by the Players Theater Company in Conroe, Texas. For more information on the Players, check them out online at www.owentheater.com/players.
Live from the Owen Theater, located in the glittering Arts and Entertainment District in downtown Conroe, Texas, comes the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour. This is Rick Sellers, filling in for Dennis Nelson. Tonight's story comes from the Old West. Of course, I'm speaking of one of the most exciting radio dramas of all time, none other than Gunsmoke. The idea behind Gunsmoke was to thematically break away from existing shows such as The Lone Ranger or The Cisco Kid, and portray a gritty, mature realism. Gunsmoke was essentially created as a hard-boiled Western series or a Philip Marlowe of the Old West. The series ran for 9 years on the radio and distinguished itself as the rough and tumble, genre-defying Western it was intended to be. But enough about yesteryear. Let's introduce our own live cast of memorable players. Starring tonight as U.S. Marshal Matt Dillon, we're proud to have the exceptional Larry Davis. Featured tonight as Chester, the magnificent Dan Tippin. The versatile Sean Teague joins us as Pendle and Moreau. The fantastic Dale Trimble plays Doc and Clancy this evening. As Short and Wade, the excellent Harold Bissonette joins us. The riveting Mark Wilson stars as Tyler and Jack Grace. The outstanding Tanith Albright takes our stage tonight as Miss Kitty. With a superb Carol Halley as Annie. The debonair Mike Rolls joins us as Sam and the Judge. And the stellar N.G. Miller plays Narisha. And now, we bring you Gunsmoke. Around Dodge City and in the territory out west, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, the transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
You sure are slow with that beer, Doc. Here I am ready for another.
Ah, yes. Well, you had enough last night, Chester. Matt told me you were still asleep at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, it was mighty nice of him not to wake me up. Hey, Doc, are you sure he said he'd be back this afternoon?
Well, that's what he told me. Uh-oh. Now, what in the world is that fella?
Who?
He just came in through the door, see him? With Tyler and Short there.
Oh, him? Oh, yeah, that's Weed Pendle. He rode in on a mule a couple of days ago.
Well, which has the bigger ears, him or his mule?
He's funny looking, all right. And he acts pretty peculiar, too.
That's a scrawny mule, Pendle. I seen you on him this morning.
Yeah, Pendle here. He's kind of scrawny himself, Short. Maybe some beer will fatten him up a little.
Well, I'd like some beer, all right, but I got no money.
Well, why don't you just sell that guitar of yours?
Sell my guitar? No, I'd never do that.
Pendle, you must have a nickel at least.
The last money I had got stole.
Now, who dares steal money off a tiger like you, Pendle?
I was asleep. I started to wake up, but they kicked me in the head.
Now, Pendle, you call that thing a head? Looks to me like your neck just growed out and haired over.
I ain't very handsome.
You sure ain't. Hey, bartender, 3 beers.
You buying beer, Pendle?
Oh, I'm proud to buy. Fine old soldier like Weed Pendle.
How'd you know I was a soldier?
Well, now I didn't.
Where was you a soldier, Pendle?
3rd Illinois Cavalry.
Illinois? You were with the Yankees?
I never done much. We had hard luck and never got to see no real Confederates. Just a bunch of raggedy-tailed bushwhackers from South Missouri. They was led by an old chicken thief named Klein.
Yeah, so they was. Tell me something else, Pendle. Did you ever get to kill any of Klein's men?
A few, before I got shot myself. They caught some of 'em after and hung 'em, but I never did see a hanging.
You never did see one.
No worse, I never did.
That's so. Well, Pendle, you know you're in luck. Seeing as how we were all kind of in the war together, so to speak, I'm going to show you a hanging. You about ready, ain't you, Short?
Yeah, my rope's on my saddle. I'll get it and meet you out back.
There's gonna be a hanging? A real hanging?
Why, sure there is. And you're lucky, Pendle. You run into us just in time.
Here now, what you talking about, Tyler? Who you gonna hang?
It's kind of a surprise, Chester. You can watch, though.
You know it's against the law to hang people around here.
I heard Marshal Dillon ride out of town this morning. Time he gets back, it'll all be over. Don't you try to buck me in Short, Chester. You die if you do. Now, come on, Pendle, come on. We don't want to miss it.
Sure.
What you suppose they're up to, Doc?
I don't know, Chester, but I'd sure like to find out.
Yeah, I reckon we'd better. I sure wish Mr. Dillon was here.
Now, there they are.
Why, they're putting a rope around Pendle's neck.
Of course, you're not going to get to see all the hanging, Pendle. Just the start of it.
What are you hanging me for? I ain't done nothing.
You was in the 3rd Illinois Cavalry.
Well, sure I was.
We was fighting under that old chicken thief, Klein, South Missouri. It's a pleasure to hang a Yankee like you.
But I only done what they told me to.
Shoot him,
I
Tyler.
didn't kill nobody on purpose.
Now, you just wait here a minute, you two. You've gone far enough.
You go shooting anybody, and you'll be the ones to end up on a rope.
Doc ain't armed. He never is. Go on, Tyler.
All right, you try it. You're going to have to kill me before you hang him.
I'll kill you just as soon
You'll have to kill me too, Tyler.
Mr. Dillon!
Where'd he come from?
Take your rope off that man's neck. And do it quick.
Sure, Marshal. Sure.
I told you shouldn't have hanged me.
We was just funning him, Marshal. We wasn't going to hang him.
What's this all about, Short?
He's a Yankee, Marshal. Killed a lot of us in Missouri during the war. We was gonna scare him and then run him off.
You forget about that, and you forget about the war, too. It's over. Next time I catch you up to anything like this, you'll go to jail.
Go to jail? Over a dumb Yankee who don't know nothing but a skinny mule and a guitar?
Get out of here, Short. And you too, Tyler.
Well, this Yankee better get out of here, too. Clean out of Dodge.
Shut up. Get moving.
See you later, Pendle.
Thank you for letting me sleep in your jail last night, Marshal.
Oh, where you been sleeping before, Pendle?
With my mule. I always do.
Yeah? I hear you're broke. What do you do for a living?
I never did nothing much, Marshal. Just ride around on my mule.
Well, what about your guitar? Don't you ever play and take up a collection or something?
Oh, no, Marshal, I wouldn't do that.
Well, why not? Can't you play good enough?
Well, I don't know, Marshal. I never played it for nobody to hear except me.
Yeah. Chester, take him over to the Long Branch, will you? Maybe Sam can give him a job of some kind.
It wouldn't be steady, would it?
Well, I don't know, but why shouldn't it be?
'Cause I'll be leaving in a day or two.
Oh, where you headed?
Nowheres.
Nowheres.
Well, I just ride around on my mule. I always do.
Where are you from anyway, Pendle?
I was born in San Benito.
Oh, in the Rio Grande, huh?
Yes, but I left. I took my guitar with me and never did go back.
Well, if you're from Texas, how come you fought in the Union Army?
I don't know. One army's just like another, I guess.
Yeah, maybe you're right at that.
I only done what they told me, Marshal.
Sure. Take him over to Sam's, will you?
All right, sir.
I left my guitar out back. I'll go get it.
He sure is a peculiar little fellow, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, and pretty helpless, too.
Yeah. Do you think Short and Tyler will bother him anymore?
Well, knowing them, I believe they'd have hung him yesterday if they could. You tell Sam to let me know if they even start talking to him again.
Yes, sir, I will. They're about the meanest pair of old men I ever knew.
Yeah, they are. They'll think of something.
Yeah, well, Pendle said he's leaving in a day or two.
Yeah, I just hope it's soon enough. Sam gave Weed Pendle a job sweeping up the saloon, and they let him live in a tiny shack out back. And they tried to get him to play his guitar, but Pendle wouldn't do it. We all began to think that he probably didn't even know how. It was kind of hard to believe that anybody as simple as he was could learn to do anything. I looked up Short and Tyler, and I warned them again to leave him alone. And they did. Until one morning, a couple of days later, Chester and I had just come out of Delmonico's and were walking up Front Street.
Look yonder, Mr. Dillon, across the plaza there.
Yeah, I see him. Let's go over.
Pendle and his mule.
Yeah, Tyler and Short, too. I told them to keep away from him.
Say, what they laughing at?
Yeah, they're laughing, and he isn't.
What do you suppose they done to him?
Look at his mule, Chester. That's what they've done.
Oh, my goodness. Why, he's lost an ear.
Well, I guess just no pleasing some men, Tyler.
You shouldn't have done that to my mule.
Did you men do this?
Now, Marshal, we ain't done nothing to Pendle.
Did they do this, Pendle?
I tried to stop them, but Tyler held me and they gave me the ear, Marshal. It's right here, see?
All right. Turn around, both of you.
What?
Turn around, I said. Take their guns, Chester.
Yes, sir.
You can't do nothing to us, Marshal. We didn't hurt Pendle none.
Don't like what you did to his mule.
I got him.
All right, you can turn around now. I ought to cut an ear off each one of you, but I can't do that. But I'll do the next best thing. Leave him there, Chester. Pendle, I'm really sorry about your mule.
He ain't much of a mule anymore.
Well, you go take care of him, huh? And maybe these two will leave you alone now.
Poor mule.
You know what Weed Pendle told me yesterday, Matt?
Well, it could have been most anything, knowing him, Kitty.
No, this kind of made sense. I asked him if he was ever lonely, and he said, no, I never stayed anywhere long enough to get to know anyone that well.
Well, maybe he's not strange after all.
Oh, now what are they up to?
Who?
Tyler and Short. They just came in with Pendle.
Yeah.
Look, Matt, he's got his guitar with him.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody now, wait a minute. Listen, a little Yankee's gonna play his guitar for us. At least he's gonna try, ain't you, Yank?
Don't shoot my mule.
We ain't gonna shoot your mule. Not if you play good enough.
Go on, get started. You know how.
All right, I'll play it.
They're gonna kill his mule, Matt. You gotta stop this.
No, just wait just a minute, Kitty. Just sit quiet and listen.
Well, that's actually pretty nice.
That's a good tune.
Nice like that boy for nothing.
That's good. Shucks, that's good.
Oh, Matt, that was beautiful.
Yeah, he kind of surprised everybody.
Tyler and Short don't look too happy about it.
The crowd's with Pendle.
Those bullies are leaving.
Yeah, they better.
Hello, Yankee.
What?
You been playing that guitar a long time in that saloon, ain't you, Pendle?
Well, they wanted me to. They liked it.
Well, me and Short been waiting to tell you how we liked it, too.
Yeah. Let me see that guitar, Pendle.
No, you hurt my mule.
Give it to me.
I got a gun in your belly, Pendle. Don't you move.
I want my guitar.
You can have it. I just want to sort of tune it first. You know, that's another thing that's wrong with this guitar. It's a little bit too big for a man like you, but I can fix that too. There you are, Yankee soldier.
All right, that ought to learn him. Let's go now, Short.
Are they both dead too, Doc?
Yes, real dead. For several hours at least.
Why, they must have been asleep when it happened, Doc.
It looks like Short there struggled a little. I guess Tyler got his first and then woke Short up for a minute.
He wasn't awake for very long, Matt.
Just long enough to see who was cutting his throat, probably.
Well, he can't talk now. Well, I'm all through here. What are you going to do?
We'll let the hotel worry about him. I guess it's Weed Pendle I want now.
And him, such a mild little fella, too.
Any man can take just so much, Chester.
I sure hate to see poor Pendle hang for killing these two buzzards, Matt.
Chester, wait for me at the jail. I'll bring him over there as soon as I find him. Sam,
What'll it be, Marshal?
where's Weed Pendle?
I just sent him out back for a bucket of sawdust. What do you want him for?
Short and Tyler got their throats cut this morning.
That's good.
I guess their smashing his guitar was too much for Pendle.
That's so. There he is now. Pendle, come over here.
Yes, sir. Morning, Marshal.
Morning, Pendle.
Pendle, where was you last night?
I don't know. Here, I guess.
You don't know?
Wait a minute, Marshal. Where was you after they wrecked your guitar, Pendle?
Well, I sat in the alley a while, then I come back in here.
That's right. And he was so broke up about his guitar, I didn't want to leave him alone. So I put him on the floor of my room. Ain't that right, Pendle? Go on, tell him now.
Sure, that's right.
Are you trying to alibi for him, Sam?
Why, no, Marshal. What do I care about him?
There's some people care about me.
Who?
Oh, he's just talking, Marshal.
Who cares about you, Pendle? Tell me.
Those men.
What men?
He means old boys who were there when he came back with his busted guitar, Marshal. Just told him how sorry they was, that's all.
Uh-huh. They liked his music, didn't they?
They liked to hear me play.
Who was in here then, Sam?
Well, no, Marshal. You know how it is. I'm busy pouring drinks, and I don't pay no mind to who's here and who ain't. I couldn't rightly say it all.
Okay, Sam. I guess I can't beat the truth out of you.
Marshal, who cares about Tyler and Short? Dodge is better off without them.
There's a law against murder, and it's the same for everyone. Well, I'll be back later.
What you gonna do now, Marshal Dillon?
Well, I've done about all I can, Chester. The whole town just plain quit talking. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, I reckon they're all protecting Pendle.
Yes, they are. But he didn't do it.
Well, who did?
Well, if I could prove who did it, Chester, I'd have him in jail. You know that. Chester, come over here a minute.
Well, I declare. Looks like he's leaving town.
Yeah, I told him he could.
He looks funnier than ever on that poor old one-eared mule.
Yeah. Dodge treated Pendle pretty rough.
It did. Poor little fella. Looks kind of empty without his guitar, don't he?
Well, maybe he'll find another one somewhere. Anyway, they sure like to hear him play in this town. Sam, I figure, and a couple of the other boys, yeah, they liked it just fine.
The Fantastic Players Theater Company season is almost over.
Our season's end brings us the rollicking dancing comedy, Stepping Out. Hey, I'm kind of sad that this season is over.
But wait, look at this. The old one just announced its new season.
What? Tell me what's coming up for the rest of 2015.
Oh, let's see. We got classic, Bye Bye Birdie and Moon Over Buffalo this fall. Meet me in St. Louis for the holidays.
Let me see that. Wow. 2016 brings us the hilarious Murder at the Howard Johnsons, as well as William Shakespeare's timeless tale Romeo and Juliet, the unparalleled smash musical Chicago, and the riveting Agatha Christie classic The Mousetrap.
For more information on discount season tickets, go to owentheater.com. That's OwenTheatre.com.
Be sure to join us as the hits keep coming at the Owen Theater.
Around Dodge City and in the territory out west, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers. That's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, the transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
3 for you, Mike? How many, Matt?
I'll play these.
So that is the way the wind smells. I take 2. Maybe you think you bluff your friend Moreau just a little? $10 to teach you to stay honest.
You and me, Moreau. 10 and 10 more.
Make it 30.
50.
75.
Make it 100.
Maybe you don't bluff.
Maybe.
No, I think you have it this time. I save my money and throw my 3 kings away. Matt, you have a good hand?
A big bet's as good as a big hand.
That came from the hole.
Yeah.
Take your hand off me.
Oh, Annie, now it's high time you and I had a little romancing. Hey, what'd you do that for?
You wouldn't know if I told you, Grace.
I'm all
Annie.
right, Marshal. He just pawed me a little bit. Now I'm gonna shoot his Popeyes out.
A gun? No, Annie, don't.
Darn you, Marshal. Did you have to knock my gun away? I had him cold.
Better go back to the dance hall.
Don't bother, Annie. You're fired.
Annie, you heard me. Go back to work.
Yes, Marshal. Sorry, I lost my temper.
You're out of line, Dylan. This is my hotel, my dance hall. She stays fired.
Annie stays here. And one more deal like tonight earns you a trip to jail.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm a big man in this town.
Well, big or little, or walking or feet first, I'll take you in. You have my word on that. Thanks, Annie. That was nice.
I like to play for you, Marshal. A girl out to have a man to play for.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Dillon.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Chester.
Hello, Miss Annie.
You sure look fine in your new hat.
Mr. Moreau got it special clear from Chicago.
What is it, Chester?
Some trouble. In the lobby, Mr. Dillon, there's a man at the desk asking for you. His name is Yar.
Clancy Yar. Well, when did he get in?
Just now. Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Dillon?
I'll tell a man he is. Why?
He's got a woman with him, his wife.
So?
Well, sir, she's an Indian.
I left the dance hall part of the building, and in the lobby I saw Clancy draped over the desk, looking as tall and hungry as ever. To one side, a tiny girl was standing, her head proudly erect and her black eyes glittering defiantly.
So get her out, mister. Ain't no murdering redskins getting a room at my hotel.
Hello, Clancy. Welcome to Dodge.
Matt Dillon, you black-hearted old gunslinger.
All right, you. Now get this squaw out of here.
Shut up, Grace. Clancy, I take it an honor to meet your wife.
Nerissa, this is Matt Dillon. Matt, my wife Nerissa, daughter of Black Eagle.
I am honored to meet my friend's wife, and also the daughter of the great warrior chief Black Eagle.
You know of my father?
His fame is as the sun, not only among the Comanche nations, but among all men who respect a brave and worthy leader.
That's mighty fancy talk. But look here, Dylan. I insist you get that little savage out of here.
Grace.
Huh?
Don't press your luck.
Now, Marshal, I didn't mean no...
What room are you giving my friends?
Room? But 6, I guess.
The key. And let your guests know they're welcome.
Here. Welcome to the Grace Hotel.
Thanks for that business downstairs, Matt. I was on the verge of boring that mealy mouth.
Oh, forget it, Clancy.
Uh-huh. Well, Grace sure better keep out of Nerisha's way. She's got a sudden when she gets mad.
He is a bad man. Speak with evil tongue. Oh, Clancy, a real bed. Look, it jumps and talks.
Don't you bust it, woman. If you act sweet and nice, maybe I'll buy one of them talking beds here and we'll fetch it back home with us.
All from me? All for me?
Well, I kind of figured to be somewheres around.
I'd be sweet. You see.
Hey, let go now. Stop it, woman. Dad blasted, I never should have taught you how to kiss. My goodness.
I'll be running along now, Clancy.
Matt, maybe it was a dumb play bringing Nerissa into Dodge, but I had to have you see her. I'm awfully proud of her, Matt.
You should be. She's beautiful.
And as decent as any white girl I ever met. I don't mind being called a squaw man, Matt, but I sure hate it when they pick on her.
They won't. Not if I'm around.
You are a good man. I like you. You be my friend too?
I will, Nerissa.
Bonjour, Marshal.
Afternoon, Moreau. Give me a box of shotgun shells, 2 of 45s and 1 of 30-30s. Oh, and a needle and some thread.
But of course. What color thread?
Doesn't matter as long as it's strong enough to hold my socks together.
Then I give you green. A dozen spools?
1.
A half dozen, perhaps?
1.
For you, a bargain. 4 spools for the price of 3.
How many spools you stuck with?
Hey, gross. How could I know that in Dodge there is only one woman with a green dress? And she can't sew. You take a dozen, Matt. I give you a can of peaches, 3.
1. But I'll buy the peaches.
Oh, good. Marcel, I know you do not wish to talk about it, but you should know it is about your friend's wife.
I've heard.
They're talking of running Mrs. Yar out of town.
How do you feel, Moreau?
Me? Matt, I am a Frenchman. More even than money, I love the romance. And your friend and his beautiful Indian bride. Oh, so in love they are, like children. But she is a Comanche. It means trouble. Very bad trouble.
Walking to the Grace Hotel that evening, I noticed the town seemed deathly quiet, as if the very buildings were waiting for something to happen. By the time Clancy, Nerissa, and I finished dinner and 2 hours of reminiscences, my nerves relaxed a little. And then when Nerissa retired, Clancy and I went down the hall to join the poker game and found a stranger sitting in. He was wearing a black frock coat, 2 ivory-handled guns, and the thin smile of a killer who enjoys his work.
Clancy Yar, Marshal Dillon, this is Monsieur Wade.
A pleasure, sirs. I hope you don't mind me joining your game.
It's an open game, Mr. Wade.
Thanks.
Yeah, same Morgan Wade who carried a gun for Chisholm down in the Big Bend country?
I work for Jesse.
I recall a Morgan Wade who threw lead for McSween during the Lincoln County War.
All past now. I've given up the hard life. Cards?
2 for me, monsieur?
Who pays your salary here, Wade?
My, you are direct, aren't you, Marshal? But I don't mind telling you. I work for Grace.
As what?
Let's say as a finisher. And my first job is on you. Get your hands up, quick, all of you.
Not a bad draw at that, was it, Matt?
Well, he's no Wes Harden, but it was pretty slick considering he was sitting.
What is this? I said to get your hands
We
up.
heard you, monsieur. Please don't shoot.
You think I won't shoot?
Not if you're smart.
For one thing, if you shot one of us, you'd have to shoot us all to be shut of our mouths.
And even Jack Grace would not stand for that, Wade. I am surprised that Grace would think you could bluff us.
Bluff, is it?
There's another reason why that would be a foolish idea, Wade. It's in my lap, with the muzzle aimed right at your belt.
What?
Well, I guess you ought to know, mister. My 44 is pointing in the same direction.
Mine is only a 22 Derringer, Monsieur Wade, but it too points at you under the table.
But that is ridiculous.
Go to show you, my friend. Never draw on a man unless you can see his hands.
It seems, gentlemen, I've made a little mistake.
It seems. Empty them and holster them. Goodbye, Mr. Wade. And if I were you, I'd eat tomorrow's breakfast in another town.
As you say, Marshal. You've taught me a lesson tonight. It's no shame to be beaten by three of a kind. You can all put up your guns.
Guns?
Guns.
Don't you know? I don't know about the others, but I never drew my gun.
Glad I didn't know that, Matt. I'd been a mite nervous seeing as how my gun was in leather, too.
Myself, I am a peaceful storekeeper. I hate guns so much I never carry one.
Why, you lying, two-faced bunch
Get
of
out,
horse-
Wade.
I'm going, Marshal. But no one can run a shindy like this on Morgan Wade. Not and stay alive. Good night, gentlemen.
Did you see his face?
Man, we sure tore up his pride.
Mr. Dillon, you better come quick. Narisha just now.
Something happened to my wife?
What is it, Chester? Tell it, man. Marisha?
She stabbed Jack Grace. I think he's dying. He's lying near the stairs, Mr. Dillon. I was afraid to move him. Knife's still in his chest.
You send for the doc?
Yes, sir. Oh.
She didn't do it, Matt. She couldn't.
Easy, Clancy. Grace? Grace.
Pull it out. Please, Dillon, pull out the knife.
I can't. If I do, you'll bleed to death.
Dying anyway. What's the difference? Pull it out for me. I'm burning inside. Please.
All right, Grace.
Oh. Doesn't hurt much now. I just feel sleepy.
Who did it, Grace?
Huh?
Who knifed you, and why?
Narisha stabbed me, the dirty little sack.
She lied. He lied, Matt.
I hope so. He's sure scratched up. Scratches all over his face. And look at those teeth marks on his arm. Ever seen this knife before?
It's hers, but she didn't kill him, Matt.
Let's talk to her, Clancy. Stay here, Chester.
Yes, sir.
You know she couldn't murder anyone, Matt. You know that.
Here's your room. Narisha?
Matt.
What is it?
Matt, she's run away. You really going after her, Matt?
I have to.
Don't suppose it would do any good to remind you of our friendship.
I have to bring her back, Clancy. She's killed a man.
Man! You call that foul-tongued lecher a man? I can remember when you...
We can both remember a lot, Clancy. But it doesn't do us any good now. I've got a job to do, and you know I'll do it.
Yeah, I know, Matt. I'm not sure we're going to be friends much longer, you and I.
I hope we are.
Can I ride with you?
Well,
You have my word I won't pull anything if my word's worthy of anything to you.
Well, it's worth something, but...
All I want to do is see she doesn't get hurt. Narisha's only a kid. She'll be scared, Matt. She'll need me.
All right, Clancy, get your horse.
Thanks, Matt.
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Dillon.
Have any luck at the stable?
No, sir. She didn't take her own horse. Guess she was in too much of a hurry. She took Fred Grayson's big gray from the hitching rack in front of the hotel and rode north. He's hopping mad about it.
Fred's, eh? Huh. Narisha knows her horse flesh. That big gray can run all day without raising a sweat.
Yes, sir. And there was a rifle in the saddle boot. Everybody's waiting for you to pick the posse, Mr. Dillon.
Tell them to go home. There'll be no posse.
What? But...
Clancy and I are going alone. I'm not going to take a chance on some trigger-happy saloon bum shooting that girl.
They'll be awful mad. They'll sure think you and Clancy are framing up to get the girl away.
I'm not sure I care what they think. Do as I say, Chester. You can cheer them up by telling them I'll bring her back. And if they're really lucky, she'll be convicted and they can watch her hanged. Tracks are getting fresher. By the looks of it, she's making a swing around into the mountains north of Belfont.
She's trying to stay in the neighborhood. Why doesn't she ride straight for the border?
I have a hunch she wants to stay near you. Come on, we'll cut her sign where she circles back.
Having trouble?
Marisha must think that Gray's a mountain goat. She's taking trails that aren't fit to walk on, much less ride.
She was born on a horse. These are bridle paths to her.
Uh-huh. Well, she's going for the peak, that's sure. We'll push on to that little mesa there and we'll camp for the night.
Camp? Since when does a manhunter like you stop and make camp?
Since now. I'm not hunting a man this time. More coffee, Clancy?
No thanks.
Ah, sure like coffee boiled over a campfire.
Fire's easy to see at night.
Uh-huh.
Just about anyone in these mountains could spot a fire like this.
Yep. Even Narisha.
I should have known. You're warning her so she can get away. I'm sorry I said anything.
Oh, don't be sorry. The fire's not warning to her.
But she's bound to see it.
Yeah, and she'll investigate it, I think. The way I figure, when she sees it, she'll see it's just you and I, and she'll come in.
You rotten, rock-hearted machine.
Oh, it's only
You don't
just...
miss a bet, do you?
Would you rather I chased her into a corner and frightened her into a shootout?
No. No, I guess you're right, Matt. I don't think Mauricia would fire on you, but maybe it's easier this way.
Clancy,
Yeah?
you know Narisha stabbed Grace.
Yeah, I know. But why? Why?
Will you give me an honest answer to a question, no matter what the cost?
If it can help Mauricia,
Well, it might.
ask it. You know I won't lie to you.
Do you believe she could and would commit a deliberate murder because of Grace's comments?
No. I swear on my soul, Matt, Narisha could never commit a deliberate murder.
That's all I wanted to know.
Does that mean that you might...
Means I believe she's innocent of murder, and I'm sure I know what happened. And with any luck, I'll prove it.
Oh, gosh!
Get the dirt. Get out of the firelight. Nancy, you got tagged?
Just a crease across my ribs. I'm okay.
Narisha?
Hardly. Whoever's doing the shooting is on that slope up there.
So?
So it's 200 yards off and a downhill shot to boot. Now, I've seen Narisha shoot too many times. At that distance, she couldn't hit the state of Texas, much less a man.
Looks like whoever it is had decided to save his shells.
I reckon. We really ought to pay the lad a visit after his sending in his calling card so polite-like.
You feel like a little stroll up those steps?
Now that you mention it, I do.
Take the left and circle in on him. And I'll make sure we both get him spotted right. Watching?
Watching.
Come on, you bushwhacker. Here's your target. There you are.
Okay.
Okay, but that boy's a real gunner. He misses close. Let's go teach him better manners. It's a tricky business stalking an armed gunman in the dark. But Clancy and I had learned the trade from too many Indian fights, where you become an expert or a corpse. It took me a full half hour to make my circle around the ambusher's position. Holding my gun ready, I saw a shadow take shape in the rocks. But as I aimed, the night silence was broken.
Very good. You beat my husband.
Narisha, so it was you.
You are a wonderful hunter. You are quiet like the Comanche.
I should be. They taught me. You little idiot. I might have shot you.
I'll not let you do that. I watch you when you get close.
I'll take that rifle, Narisha.
Yes, Matt.
Narisha? Oh, Narisha!
My husband is mad at me.
Mad? No, never. My crazy little girl. Oh, Narisha.
Oh, blood! You are hurt.
One of your shots was lucky.
My shots?
It's only a scratch.
But I don't shoot. Oh, I forget to tell you.
Tell us what?
The man who shoots at you, I hit him.
What?
With a rock. I see him shoot at you and I get very mad. I hit him hard.
Where?
On head.
No, I mean, where is he now?
There, under that big rock. I push it in on him so he don't go away.
Well, I'll be. Yeah, he's here all right.
Who is it? Well, our friend from the poker game, Morgan Wade.
Yeah, he's alive, but I'd sure hate to have his head when he wakes up in jail tomorrow. Put him on a horse, Clancy, and let's get back to town.
Matt,
Yes?
you take me to jail. I don't want to go to jail.
I'm afraid you must for a while, Marisha, but don't be frightened.
They hang me. They hate me in Dodge.
I'm taking you to Hayes City for a fair trial.
Mr. Dillon, Judge Craddock will see us now.
Thank you, Chester. Let's go. Worried?
Narisha's not afraid.
Good girl. Worried?
Yes. Come in, Marshal.
You've heard the plea, or read the plea, Judge Craddock.
Of course. Now, let's see. Yes. Miss Narisha Yar stabbed to death one John Grace in Dodge City.
Yes, Mrs. Yar wishes to throw herself on the mercy of the Hayes City Court.
Why?
Due to known bias in Dodge City and the impossibility of selecting an impartial jury in this area, Your Honor.
Because she's an Indian, hey? Go on, Marshal.
Her plea is innocent by reason of self-defense.
Got a lawyer?
No, sir. She'll speak for herself. Go on, Narisha. Tell him exactly what happened.
We fight. I kill him.
I'm afraid I need a few more details.
Yes, sir. It was late, but I could not sleep. I go downstairs to take a walk. On stairs, Mr. Grace meet me, say funny things to me.
Funny?
Bad things, you know?
Go on.
I get mad. Tell him to shut up. He get mad and grab me, make me kiss him. We fight.
Why didn't you scream for help?
Help? I am not afraid of him, just mad.
I see.
I don't get very mad until he tear my dress. But when he do, I bite his arm. I have knife. I use it. Then I am afraid. I know people in town hate me.
So you ran away?
Yes, sir.
And gave herself up voluntarily, Your Honor.
Any substantiation of this story?
You have the affidavit from the doctor and witnesses to the bite and scratches on the deceased's arm and face, and also an affidavit from the doctor who examined Mrs. Yar.
Oh, yes. Severe bruises around the arms and throat.
And from Miss Kitty Davis, who states that Jack Grace had a habit of forcing his attentions on her and other girls working in his establishment.
I am convinced by the evidence before me that Mrs. Yar is innocent of any criminal act.
Sorry our visit brought you such a mess of trouble, Matt.
Ah, forget it. You got a wonderful wife, Clancy. You're a lucky man.
Sure, and I know it. Matt, who's wrong?
Still a frontier country, Clancy. Lots of fresh memories of loved ones who died and left their scalps drying on Black Eagle's lodge poles.
And who lied, cheated, and stole from Black Eagle until he had to fight back.
White men. But people whose hearts are broken don't think of right or wrong. You have to give them time to forget.
I reckon so. Ready, Narisha?
Yes.
Hasta la vista, Matt.
Take care.
Goodbye, my friend Matt.
Goodbye, Narisha. Chester?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Let you and me go to the Alafraganza and open up a bottle of rye. Come on.
Thank you for joining us during this riveting episode of the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour, right here in the Owen Theater. Special thanks go to director Sue McClelland Hayes and the cast and crew of Stepping Out for letting us borrow their stage tonight. This dancing comedy opens July 10th. More details on tickets and our Players Theater Company season can be found at owentheater.com. Tonight's technical credits go to Dick Schisler as sound engineer, who also acted as producer for Lone Star Internet Radio. Musical score performed and arranged by the incredibly talented Marita Kilgore. Our sound effects were performed live and from scratch without the use of recordings by Jill Villabos and Carol Halley. Guitar stylings were performed by Ridgely Walker. Commercial announcers were Tanith Albright and Rick Sellers. And tonight's episode was directed by Mr. Jim Walker. Series producer on behalf of the Players Theater Company is Timothy Eggert. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour was created by Craig Campabella and Dick Schisler exclusively for the Players Theater Company. This episode of the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour was performed live in the Owen Theater in partnership with Lone Star Internet Radio in Conroe, Texas on June 21st, 2015, and was recorded for encore broadcasts. Visit irlonestar.com every month for freshly archived programs like Fibber McGee and Molly, now available on demand for your listening pleasure. If you are an actor in the Conroe or Greater Houston area, you are invited to audition for our next episode. The audition will be in the Owen Theater on Monday, July 6th. Check theplayerstc.com for more information. This upcoming production is the classic radio shocker, Suspense. Airing live from the Owen Theater on Sunday, July 19th at 7 p.m. In the meantime, be sure to listen for us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on Lone Star Internet Radio. This is your host, Rick Sellers, saying thank you so very much for joining us. From the Glittering Arts District of downtown Conroe, Texas, we wish you a very pleasant evening.
Thanks for listening to Lone Star Radio Hour here on Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget, the Lone Star Radio Hour airs every Sunday at 7 p.m. on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you want to join and be part of the Lone Star Radio Hour with your own radio play, contact us today at lscrstudios at gmail.com. We are also looking for support for this time slot, so if you're interested in sponsoring this time slot, contact us again at lscrstudios at gmail.com. And don't forget, this radio play was brought to you by the Players Theater Company in Conroe, Texas. For more information about the Players, please check them out online at owentheater.com/players.